Welcome to Bariatric Business Accelerator, the podcast created for busy weight loss practitioners and their teams who want to simplify and systematize and grow their established or new weight loss practice. I'm your host, Carol Clark, and I want to give everyone a reminder today. And sometimes we have to pause and think about why we got into what we're doing today in the first place. And so we need to remind ourselves of that, because sometimes we can get so busy with the day-to-day that we forget what inspired us. And granted, especially as weight loss practitioners, bariatric surgeons, and obesity medicine specialists, you get to see patients who are succeeding all day long, and that does give you that reminder. But sometimes then when you're sitting there with billing and collections and team issues and hiring and finances and revenue and retail sales, and you're just going through all this, you think, oh, I had no idea really what I was getting into. You have to pause and remind yourself. So for me, I had to remind myself recently when I was on with a business coach, just like I am a business coach, so I also believe in them so much that I have my own business coach and also a mastermind that I'm in to help me grow personally, professionally, and remind me of certain things like this. So I was on with my business coach, and I was talking about all the different things that I had going on, the projects, this and that, and she said, Carol, I want you to take a minute and just pause and remember why you started Weight Loss Practice Builder in the first place. It will help you get more focused. And I had to pause, and she said, I know what it was. I remember like the first day that you told me, and you told me that you wanted to start Weight Loss Practice Builder, or you had started it because you wanted to help practitioners, physicians in particular, and you wanted to help them simplify and streamline their practices so they could actually enjoy it again and have systems in place so that they had predictable profits and they weren't feeling like they were on a hamster wheel all the time and trying to learn things that they were never taught in med school. You wanted to show them that there is a better and more effective way that can make your practice so much more enjoyable, refreshing, and empowering to continue on. And I do remember that. And the reason why I wanted to do that was because I always thought in nursing school and graduate school and business school, we're trained to do things a certain way. And then once you get out into practice, you can find that there are other ways to do things. And I'm sort of a rule follower, but my husband always had this really great vision. And he helped us systematize and streamline. And of course, he's like the idea guy, and I'm sort of the go-to person. But I saw how we could take things that were very complicated and things that were just expected for you to do because you're expected to do them, and kind of whittle all that away and do the most important things, the Pareto rule, the 80-20, take that 20%, do more of that, and really grow your practice at a much higher rate and have happier patients, happier team members, and have the owners happier as well. So when I saw and implemented that over with him for almost 2 decades in medical, surgical practices, and then our Center for Weight Loss Success, I just knew there was a better way. And when I'd go to conferences and I'd see physicians who were just downtrodden and they just were on the brink of burnout, it was just one of those things I wanted to say, there's a better way. And every day's not rosy, but there's a better way. And when you systematize and simplify your practice, you have the right team members on board, the expectations are set, and you make things so that there's less chaos, more predictability. It is so enjoyable. And it makes you get jazzed again to get up and see your patients that day, to get up and go to work. It helps keep your team jazzed. It also just really makes everything so much better. And you can scale as big as you want with such a model, or you can stay as boutique and small as you want and just focus on, those things that are most important to you. But there is a better way. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves, and I wanted to remind myself of why I started Bariatric Business or Weight Loss Practice Builder in the first place. It's to help physicians and their team simplify and systematize their practice so they can have more enjoyment and their patients can have better outcomes and their patients can also have a predictable experience, something that's really special in your practice. So you don't have to do everything the way other people are doing it. Different is better. Different is oftentimes refreshing. And I'm reminded, and I wanted to just share that because I wanted to encourage you to also take a pause and remember why you got into practice in the first place, why you got into the specialty, and really think through that so that you can take a step away and evaluate if there are things that you're doing that maybe aren't necessary or not very helpful for you and your team and your patients. And anyhow, that's why I created it. And I'm sure you have your own vision for why you created your practice. And let's get back to the basics and get back to enjoying exactly what we do each and every day. If you aren't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Bariatric Business Accelerator, of course, is the name of the podcast. If you're not a member of my membership, or if you want to do a deeper dive into some project work together, building blueprints, kind of really streamlining and systematizing your practice, reach out to me, Carol, Karol, at weightlosspracticebuilder.com. Thanks so much, and enjoy your practice. Take care.